Hello there, I'm Turin, and today, with the help of my farmers, I'm going to be showing you how to find all 130 walnuts on Ginger Island. The new island accessible in Stardew Valley's exciting 1.5 brand new, amazing update thingamajig. If you are just here to find a couple of walnuts, feel free to skip through the video chapters that I've laid out for you to find them. Good luck!
Oh, a tree child!
Hello Napoleon. Napoleon will be heading into the jungle area because that's basically the only place you can go first on the island. And in the jungle area there are actually 11 golden walnuts to be found. And Napoleon is picking up the first one here from a bush. There's in fact 3 discoverable golden walnuts that you can find without having to do anything in this area. And if Napoleon takes the right there,
This way!
he can see this bird shrine, which will come into play later, but you can also grab another walnut down the bottom. You've seen it? Yeah, right there.
Yay! Lovely and shiny these walnuts are.
Now heading up to Leo's treehouse, where Leo lives, you can find another golden walnut directly in a tree by using your axe. And you can go ahead and just feed the parrots to move the story ahead. Now back to that bird shrine. Hamish is going to demonstrate this for us.
When dark clouds cry, begin your quest. To seek the fabled gem birds for, each day one north, south, east or west. Arrange their gifts upon my door.
Yes, lovely little riddle there that basically tells you you're going to be chasing after birds in different parts of the island when it's raining. You'll need to place each gem on the corresponding icon down here. So if you get it in the north, you're putting it on the north pillar, etc. Here is the one in the west in the farm area on a rainy day. Here's the one on the beach. Sweet! You'll find the eastern one in the jungle. And lastly, you'll find the northern one here in the northern area by these trees.
Oh, look, give me an amphib. Oh, a coconut. Give me the coconut. Yeah.
So you bring all your gems back to this pedestal. I mean, it might take a while. I recommend you use rain totems to do this. And you'll be given 5 golden walnuts for completing that riddle. Last thing is this. You got to give a banana over to the banana shrine. And you'll receive 3 golden walnuts. You okay there, Hadley?
What in the heck was that? I'm deeply confused by what just transpired.
Okay, let's move into our next area. The northern area, which has 33 walnuts. And we can find our first, which is technically on the beach. But we'll count it as the northern ones because we have to access it from behind that tree there. Well done, Napoleon. Secret little path through the tree. There are 9 walnuts to be found in bushes in this area. Moving over to the far left here, Napoleon can find another one. It's beyond the strange tree monkey.
Yay!
There's one hidden behind a tree up here. A little bit obscured from view. If we take the long route round the back here on the far left of the volcano, we can walk all the way around and get another one over here.
Woo!
Now to get the 2 that you would have just seen below the one we just got, we have to traverse the lava using our watering can. Absolutely ridiculous, but going all the way over to the far left to where those slimes are, we can take an exit that will take us outdoors and take us down to those 2 walnuts.
I don't like this. It doesn't really make any sense. It's really hot and steamy. Not in a good way.
So there we go. Once you're all the way over, you can walk outside and get yourself another 2 walnuts from bushes. To get the rest of the walnuts in bushes, you have to unlock the dig site via parrot magic, of course.
Ah! That was really weird.
You can find one immediately on the left side. And through a little optical illusion, you can run through this hill and get the last 2 bush walnuts. And that's all 9. Well done, Napoleon. Good work.
Thank you. Ooh, look at that parrot.
Alright, let's move on and dig up 6 buried walnuts. Here's the first one here. There are 6. This one took us a while to figure out because it's in a position you wouldn't normally think to actually dig it. can see that the grass marks the spot there. We don't normally dig on grass, but there we go. Another walnut. Moving over here, you can see a very obvious walnut. Probably find that yourself without even thinking. And as we move up, we find another walnut, which is also fairly simple to find, buried by there. There is another walnut up here for you to uncover. The stones kind of highlight where it is. Up here on the right of the volcano. On the left side of the volcano, you can find another rather obvious walnut. And in the unlocked dig site area, you can find another walnut buried there. Now, speaking of walnuts which are actually buried, there is another buried walnut. We don't include it in the main 6 that are buried because it requires a journal note for you to be able to dig it up. Despite even knowing the location, you can't dig it up until you've actually found the note. Is Napoleon uncovering it for us now?
Oh, I got lucky. I got an ostrich egg. Wow.
Now, another journal note tells you where to find this curious walnut, which is in a tree here. You can hit it down with a slingshot. Unlike the other note, you don't need the note to actually do that, so go ahead and shoot that walnut down whenever you like. Now let's move on to the survey tent. You'll rescue Professor Snail from the dig site once you've unlocked it and blown up a rock, and he will offer you 13 walnuts should you complete his tent museum. So here's Hamish to show us what some of the donations look like. Hamish is going to hand in all the parts for this rather large strange creature on the left. And that's going to give us 6 walnuts. Because you basically get 1 walnut per fossil that you hand in, and the big creature will indeed give you 6. Now Hadley's going to donate for us. Now the last piece there that Hadley's just donated is probably the most difficult piece to find. You'll be able to find all of these different pieces of the strange creature here basically in the dig site via panning or digging up artifact spots or fishing in the river. The head, however, specifically comes from a golden coconut. You have to have Clint smack one of those open for you. Now the snake here in the middle, its tail you find in the West Farm area through digging up for dig spots, and its head you actually get through fishing in any number of places. Here's 54 actually catching one, and here's Hadley actually digging up the snake vertebrae, which you can only find in the West Farm area. The fossilized owl here is found in the volcano through breaking rocks. Generally, if you bomb the place like crazy, you will find the fossilized owl pretty quickly. Here's Napoleon in the volcano with one now. He's found one.
Yeah, I found... It lit me on fire.
And just like the other fossil, the frog fossil here will give you 1 walnut. And this one is found specifically in the jungle area through siving through pieces of grass until you find it. It will pop up. Napoleon found one.
Yeah, it's really weird.
And the last thing you can do in the museum are these very specific questions. Question number 1, the answer is always 22 purple flowers on the island. And the second question is, the answer is 18 starfish can be found on the island. And you'll get 1 golden walnut each for those. We can actually see that Hamish has actually completed the museum here, which means he gets a cutscene and Professor Snail will give him an ostrich incubator. That's the big prize for completing the tent, as well as getting all the walnuts. Now let's move on to the West Farm area, an area you can only get to after you pay the parrot a bounty of walnuts. What the hell are they doing to that turtle? Oh my god, they brutalized him. I've seen a lot of weird stuff in my time, but I never thought I'd see some parrots beat up a giant turtle. Now the West Farm area is huge. It has 52 walnuts in it, as well as a farm that you can live in, basically. It's a fun area. Here's Napoleon again. He's going to show us where all of the 9 bush walnuts are in this location. There's the first. Second one here is hidden behind a tree. You can very easily see that there is another one to the far left there that you can collect. Not far from the walnut door that you'll be able to open eventually, which takes 100 walnuts to get into. And if you go past the walnut door and up the far side on the left, you can find another bush walnut. Moving down here, you can find another bush walnut, slightly obscured by a tree. And you can find another one of these walnuts inside the ruined pirate ship. Lovely location to find one in. Just a couple of walnuts at the back of the jungle. At the top of the map, you can get to via these lanes. This one requires a bit of work to get through. It's not too hard to see and find. And for our last bush walnut, you have to follow the shape of this track of leaves off to the right hand side here to find it. There is an easier way to do it. If you put a glow ring on, you can actually see the outline of your glow ring moving through the bush there. And it'll help you follow the outline of the track way easier. Okay, so on to the 6 buried walnuts. This one was an annoying one again, much like the northern area. It was in a spot we wouldn't think to look for it. There's a very obvious one here in the middle of the rock pools, marked by an X. This one was another unobvious spot, as we had been taught not to dig on wet sand up until now. Napoleon gets this big rock out of the way. We can find another, usually quite obvious walnut in between these coloured starfish. Another daisy spot marks another spot for a buried walnut up here. Easy to miss that one. And our last buried walnut is here, semi outlined by some starfish. Well done, Napoleon. Now there are a couple more dig spots. Much like the northern area, you need a journal note to actually uncover the spot. Believe me, if you do try to dig this up without the journal note, you won't be able to do it. We've actually even dug the spot already, and we have to fill it in to be able to uncover the walnuts, so you can't get those preemptively. Journal note 6 tells us about another one over here, but I think Napoleon's already dug this one up, and we didn't capture it.
Yeah, I already got that one. It is there though. That is the spot that you need to do.
You can get 1 walnut from just fighting the slimes that like to hang around here on the far left of the West Farm area, the far east. Take them all out, and you will get a walnut. You can get up to 5 golden walnuts from mining the oyster clumps that you can find on the beach as well, so do that regularly. Just through normal farming in the West Farm area, you will accrue 5 walnuts. We didn't find any on this particular occasion, but trust me, just grow things and you will find them. There's a little bit of a puzzle with this duggie, this strange duggie down here. The easiest way to get him is hit him with your watering can. Never sees it coming, and you get a walnut for your trouble. Very easy.
Yay!
Over on the far east side of the West Farm area, you'll find a strange NPC called Birdie. And she'll start you off on a quest that involves taking special items from one NPC to the other. She'll begin the quest chain by giving you a picture of a soldier, a faded picture of a soldier. And to get you going on that, the person you need to see first is Kent. It's a fun little quest where you simply figure out which item goes to who, one after the other, until you get sent all the way back to Birdie again, who will give you 5 walnuts for your trouble, as well as access to fairy dust. At some point, a cave will open up in the West Farm area, and you will find this strange frog creature sitting in the cave, only too happy to help you, should you grow very specific things for him on your farm. This strange large frog wants you to grow melons, wheat and onions at separate times for him, starting with melons.
Yes, Bumble Pink, Bumble Juicy.
So yes, grow him what he wants, and you'll get a grand total of 15 golden walnuts from this fellow, 5 for each crop that you plant for him. Up at the top of the West Farm area, you'll find a cave full of musical crystals. Once you've activated the strange statue at the back, you'll have to follow the order in the crystals in order to satisfy it over and over again, which, believe me, is really difficult, takes a long time. You might need to even screen capture it to figure it out, but here's Hamish doing it, and you get 3 for your trouble.
Only 3? That was ridiculously tough. I hated it.
Alright, let's pop over to the volcano now, because inside the volcano we can find 5 walnuts from just mining stones, 5 from killing monsters, and 5 inside chests. Wonderful music inside the volcano, and we can even find 2 walnuts at the top at the summit near the Dwarven Forge in bushes. You'll be spending a lot of time grinding the volcano, and you will find them naturally as you do. Alright, for our final area, Hamish needs to unlock a beach resort for us.
Yes. A Joja beach resort. I'll be rich. I'll pay Smucks to come here and live here on this island. Whoa, these freaking parrots are better than any employee I could ever hire.
Now, unlocking the beach resort allows you to move over to the far right and go into the Pirate Cove area. where you can immediately fish up 1 walnut from the rock pool in the middle here. Hamish is going to get that for us.
Yeet! Or yoink, I know how this slang goes.
And you can dig up one from a very obvious star-marked spot by here. Now at 8 PM on very clear nights, you can hear pirate music coming out of this here cave, and you can go inside and see a bunch of pirates having a heck of a time. Inside this lovely pirate gathering, you can access a darts minigame, which is really fun to play, and you can actually earn up to 3 golden walnuts by winning it 3 times, anytime you like. Pirate's Cave has 1 more walnut for us, but we have to dig this one up from behind these barrels over here on the far right. Back outside on a rainy day, we can find a mermaid on a rock, and she'll give us walnuts if we do something very specific for her. It has to be a rainy day, and you have to lay out a bunch of these flute blocks on the ground. Now you need to tune your flute blocks to a very specific algorithm. You need to tap them a very specific number of times to get them to play a very specific tune that you've heard before at the night market at the Mermaid show. Here are the numbers that you need to tap into each flute block. When you've done it correctly, it will sound like this. Do-da-do-da-da, just like the show. You'll get 5 golden walnuts for your trouble. We've already picked them up already. We've already done it before, we didn't capture it. Now as for outlying miscellaneous walnuts, you can get 1 from a golden coconut, and you can get 5 from fishing anywhere on the island. We've already fished them all up because Napoleon is such a fishing enthusiast, but believe me, fish a lot, you'll get 5 eventually. So that's it, 130 walnuts. There's a lot to do. You won't be able to do it all linear, but hopefully this guide will help you find them. You only need 100 to access the walnut door, and you will have 14 excess, which I recommend you use on Koi gems.
Thanks for watching this video, folks. We really hope it helps you get all those walnuts you're after. And welcome aboard to our latest Joja member, Margaret, who I believe also has a pig named after them on Hadley Farm. Pigu pigu, onku onku.